Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian. I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction House taking a look at some of the guns available for sale in their upcoming 2014 December premiere auction. Now they have a couple examples of this particular gun in this auction, but I grabbed this one specifically to take a look at today. This is one of the rarest guns made by Smith Wesson. It's a Model 320 revolving rifle. Now we've looked at some revolving rifles in the past. They all tend to suffer from the same basic problem, which prevented the concept from ever really taking off. That problem is that when you fire a revolver, you get blow-by here where the cylinder runs into the forcing cone and the barrel. You get gas and often little tiny lead shavings spitting out right here. Well, with a typical revolver, when your hand is back here, that's not a problem. If you're holding on to the handguard of a revolving rifle, that's going to be blowing straight into your wrist, which is definitely a problem. That's, in fact, the primary reason why these guns never really took off. These were manufactured for 8 years, from 1879 to 1887, and in total, just under 1,000. In fact, 977 of these were produced. Some of those were exported. 800 and some stayed in the United States. They were made in a variety of barrel lengths, 16, 18, and 20 inches. This is a 20-inch variety, which is actually the rarest of the barrel lengths. Let's bring the camera in here and take a closer look at some of the details on this pretty cool gun. Mechanically, the 320 revolving rifles were based on the Smith Wesson new model No. 3 revolver. It has all the same functions as that particular revolver. We have a top strap here that opens up, allows the revolver to break open. And you can see our extractor there. Snaps into place when this is all the way tilted down. Actually quite a long travel required to fully run the extractor. They are single action only with a half cock notch. Pretty cool there. There is an express sight on the barrel, and then this also has a threaded adapter or a threaded hole for a tang sight. So this sight is just screwed into place. Put it down there. We have a nice aperture sight that is windage adjustable. I don't have this all the way tightened down. So if we zoom way in, you can see the detail of the front sight there. It is actually a very fine wire crosshair used in conjunction with the aperture on the tang sight. This really brilliant orange and black, almost tiger stripe looking material, which is used for both the handguards and the grips. The grips here are a little duller. This is actually a hard rubber, believe it or not, which was used on all of the revolving rifles in conjunction with walnut rear stocks. Now these stocks are detachable. This is kind of an interesting element of this particular revolver. I unscrew this, and the buttstock detaches. Has a pin right up here that locks into a hole in the back of the revolver grip, and then a small bar here that locks into a slot on the bottom of the revolver grip. There's the slot, and there's the locking hole. So when you take the stock off, if this didn't have a 20-inch barrel on it, it would be a relatively compact and portable gun. Now, all of the 320 revolving rifles were chambered for, appropriately enough, the 320 Smith Wesson cartridge, which is it's a proprietary cartridge. It's kind of interesting in that visually it looks a bit like the 7.62 Nagant cartridge, where the brass where the bullet is seated actually below the mouth of the brass case. The idea there was that the bullet wouldn't have any contact with the cylinder wall. It would go straight from the brass case into the rifling in the barrel. Functionally, the 320 revolving rifle cartridge is almost identical to the 32/44 target cartridge, which was introduced at the exact same time period in a standard No. 3 new model revolver. Unfortunately, the ammunition for these is pretty much unavailable, as it was only made for these, and these were by far not commercial successes. right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got a chance to take a look at an awfully rare example of a Smith & Wesson firearm here today. If you're interested in adding this to your own collection, like I said, Rock Island has actually several of them available in this upcoming auction. Check out the link below to see their catalog page on this particular one, and I'll leave it to you guys to browse through the catalog and find the others. So, good luck, and thanks for watching.